Rambo, the Force of Freedom. This is Fire-Power Rambo, who is brave, daring, heroic, and he's fired up for freedom. If you didn't catch it, it's a play on Fire-Power Rambo. This is a pretty amazing toy line from a really ridiculous cartoon that was made in 1986, I believe. The toy line was done by Coleco, who is one of my favorite toy lines ever. It was Starcom, which is made by Coleco. Had lots of motorized features, and this particular Rambo also has some motorized battle action flamethrower that I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what that does. But before we open him up, there's a sad story I have to tell. So this is regular flavor Rambo, not of the Fire-Power variety. And you'll notice he's not in any kind of package, or is his 50 caliber sold separately accessory, and that's because I opened them earlier and did a video on them and managed to delete the entire video by accident, and so now I don't have a review of that, but we can still enjoy him here, and we can kind of review quickly what we learned about Rambo and opening him. And number one, his head is incredibly sticky and gross. So it's one of those soft, sweaty plastics that is deteriorating and just feels awful to touch. It seems to be kind of a crapshoot with this toy line if you get a discolored head or not. Number two, the Rambo cartoon is amazing. You should check it out. It's called The Force of Freedom. They've completely changed Rambo from anything you might be familiar with of Rambo. Like, he has no post-traumatic stress. He loves his country. He loves the military, and anytime Colonel Troutman shows up, he's just all too happy to take his shirt off and shoot bullets that never hit anybody. And thirdly, these are just really great toys. Like, it's nice how they're very rooted in reality. The 50 caliber machine gun, is a 50 caliber machine gun with tripod. Rambo has his trademark RPG and M60 that he can, and of course the combat knife, which unfortunately I could only really find a way to put it down in front on the crotch there, which is kind of horrifying, but there is a nice spring-loaded feature with the missile that works really well. You can even have him, well, it works really well most of the time. The string does kind of limit your range. There we go, there's a good one. But there's a nice brace here, so it makes it easy to pull back on the string without having his gun, wiggle up and down. But well, now that kind of sadness is out of the way, we can get to Fire-Power Rambo. So you can see right off the bat, this toy line is just all about the accessories. There's 2 blisters just full of rockets, grenades, knives, and flamethrowers, and I'm curious to see what the motorized battle action is exactly. And of course Rambo himself with his exceedingly discolored head, which is disappointing, but it's kind of the luck of the draw with these. So on the back we've got Rambo with his kind of strange, I guess this is supposed to be a flamethrower that's somehow mounted to some kind of motorized arm. It looks like this should be pretty interesting when we get it out. I did want to just read the first paragraph here because whoever the copywriter here is some kind of hero. Rambo is as hard as tempered steel and as powerful as the crashing surf. He's the pulse of America, fighting for justice, the safety of the world, and the rights of the individual. So that pretty much covers everybody, I think. Some instructions for how we're supposed to mount his battle action flamethrower. You can already see there's must be a prototype version where he has a red flamethrower here and a silver one up here. But down here you see there's regular flavor Rambo and then Fire-Power Rambo. Colonel Troutman, Turbo Cat, and White Dragon are kind of his partners in his team. They're kind of there to not do anything but be amazed by Rambo and either get hit by logs or something and get disabled, and Rambo can be concerned, and they tell them, keep going, Rambo. It's all about the mission. And Savage are the bad guys led by General Warhawk, who's constantly changing his accent in the show. Sergeant Havoc, that's voiced by Peter Cullen, so he's just Optimus Prime, really. The evil black dragon ninja is just the opposite of him, so they've got a Storm Shadow ripoff thing going on. Nomad Gripper and Mad Dog. Alright, so let's do it to it. Go in there Savage old Rambo style. I got some additional reading materials here. Rambo himself with his protective booty covers here, so don't scuff your boots, Rambo. Get him to stand here. Oh yeah, his head is definitely disgusting and sticky. That's too bad. Flamethrower and pack. Oh no! Looks like something's broken off already. Probably an important piece. We'll figure that out in a moment. Large assault rifle. Looks like a FAMAS to me, just without the clip in the back, but... And in the final blister in here, we have kind of a free-for-all of stuff. Got its combat knife. Looks like it has a bayonet mount of some kind. Multiple grenades. Some kind of like mortar rocket, it looks like. And more grenades. And another mortar. So I'm not quite sure what the bayonet kind of thing is supposed to do. It doesn't look like it goes to this weapon. And I don't know why you would put a bayonet on a flamethrower, so I'm just going to assume it does not go to that. We've got kind of a stat card on Rambo himself. John Rambo, codenamed Lone Wolf, even though he's always going on and on about how important teamwork is on the show. And he's an expert in just about everything, even field medicine. You gotta take care of yourself out there. And what looks like a catalog. An absolutely massive outpost you could get. I mean, look at this. These guys are like, what, 6-inch figures? That's huge. A helicopter with an ungodly amount of weapons all over it. And Rambo's 6-wheeled Jeep that has... He takes on a whole like battalion of tanks and with this thing in the cartoon and just wrecks them all. And of course it gets blown up in just about every episode that it's in, though. The Skywolf one-man assault jet. It doesn't seem very practical. You get bugs all over your bare chest there, Rambo, but at least your face is protected. That's one way to ride a motorcycle, I suppose. And these are all great, the little mini sets like the 50 cal I showed you earlier, because they're very realistic weapons. It's not like later G.I. Joe that started in realism and then got kind of bonkers towards the end. And then there's just the figure line again. Not really the best likeness, but they were trying, and it's really just a shame that he looks like Data from Star Trek now, except with a lot of spray tan and an extremely ripped version of Data, I guess. This is kind of an anomaly for Rambo anyway, because he's actually got a shirt on, even though it's kind of a douchebag hoodie here with no sleeves. Hip articulation is really pretty good, not too much back and forth. The knees are solid. The legs are almost completely solid, kind of vinyl. It's got, pockets that are extremely tiny, so they could fit him on his little butt. It's kind of like the same deal with the A-Team characters. All kinds of loops and stuff on his belt, so I assume this is so you can load him up with his combat knife with mysterious protuberances here. I really want to know what those do. These smaller things are probably the grenades, yeah. It's like one of the things about the cartoon is like Rambo's pretty much always in his green pants and no shirt on, but they always do this kind of suiting up sequence where he ties his boots and puts his headband on even though he's already wearing them all the time. So it's kind of like this Sailor Moon transformation that doesn't really work since he didn't really change it all. But yeah, they hold the weapons really solidly, which is nice. Looks pretty good with his weapon here. So let's see what's up with this apparently broken item. I don't even know where this piece came off of, but I will consult the back of his card and see what's up. Unfortunately, the years have not been kind to John Rambo. The battle action was supposed to be kind of a spring-loaded action here where you press this, but there's just no tension left in the springs, I don't think, because it would cause the flamethrower to flip around here, so he could blowtorch people in the name of liberty. But it just doesn't work anymore. And the more I looked at mystery piece here, it's not actually broken. It's just some kind of connection to something. When I look closer at the back drawings, you can see the small clip is attached to the backpack here. Some kind of winding mechanism, maybe? Okay, so mystery solved. It is a brace that goes here. That's probably supposed to stop the arm from smacking Rambo in the face with a hot flamethrower. But from what I can tell, you have to take that off and not have the backpack on him when it would still wind, to do the action of winding. So I assume you only got like a couple of deploys of this thing before you had to remove everything and redo all the winding action. So not really the best feature, but it's still a great looking figure. I think he looks just hilarious with this kind of weekend warrior outfit here. One mystery I still haven't solved is what's up with this knife, but I don't know if I personally would wear this much high explosives with a giant tank of jellied gasoline, but then again I'm not quite as tough as Rambo is. So well, that is Fire-Power Rambo. I have a couple more Rambo figures that I'll be looking at. I've got Colonel Troutman and one of the villains named Nomad coming up. They have also action features, so hopefully they work better than this disappointing display did. But yeah, force of freedom, don't do drugs, all that stuff. And thanks for watching.